I can feel it. I feel it.
Roll it.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another Sip and Smoke with us, the boys from the Leap and Ash podcast. As you can see, we got a full panel tonight, guys. Let me introduce before we get to what we're sipping on, what we're smoking. Let's start with the top left, the Thuglicious. The Thuglicious. The Thug of Discord, no other than there he is in all his glory.
Does that look like a thug face? Come on.
Yeah, Don't let him fool you. What's
always
going
wanted
on?
to be a gangster.
That's it. What's up, Donnie boy?
What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday.
So listen, since we got so many people, we'll get into what you sipping on, what you smoking on.
So I am sipping on my normal old fashioned.
Okay.
And then I am smoking a special cigar tonight. This is the I'm probably gonna say this wrong, but the Sevilla from the Factory Reserve pack from Ish.
Sevilla, you said it. Yeah. You said it right.
This is so far the first couple of drags on this thing are out. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Nice. All right, guys, the gentleman right above me, the one and only, the one finger pecking sensation, the one and only. What up, JJ?
What's up, buddy? What's up?
What's going on?
After you, Gabe.
What are you sipping on? What you smoking tonight?
I'm sipping on some Eagle Rare 10-year.
Look at you. Look at you.
I'm smoking a Crown Heads blood medicine that I've had since our Tampa trip.
Ooh. Yeah, I got PTSD with that cigar, man.
You want to know what? And as I'm smoking it, that's all I can think of.
It's the blood medicine. It's got Panda's blood on it.
Yeah. The man knocked me 3 hours down in Cigar International in Tampa to buy a damn box. But anyways, guys, on the top right, as you can see, the new addition to the Sip and Smoke, Cajun Cigar Red, no other than Glenn. What up, Glenn? Squeak. There it is, baby. There it is. I love it. Gotta get you a shirt that says squeak, exclamation point.
Yo.
Dude, what are you drinking on? What are you smoking?
I am drinking Elijah Craig 1789 small batch.
And we're smoking?
Man. Oh my gosh.
Come on.
Gray.
He's great.
Get out of the park with this one, boys.
Uh-huh.
Let me see if I can pronounce this correctly.
Hey, listen, no pressure, but both Pedro and Ru are here.
Oh, man.
Just saying. Go ahead.
Man.
What's up, Black?
The Armayos. Domar.
There you go.
What is it? The Brothers of the Sea?
Brothers of the Sea.
Yeah. Man. Shout out. Because this is, I just got into this. I was like, oh, crap. So I'm happy. I'm a happy camper.
All right. And where's Waldo today? The new, we don't know where he may be. He might be in your neck of the woods. Our big dog, our own personal Waldo. What's going on, PC?
Man, I'm just trying to make it happen, man. I'm remote. I'm in a state near you.
In the state, it's somewhere close. Just watch it say.
Watch
it. I know, obviously, you're indoors, so you can't smoke anything. You drinking anything? You hydrating?
Hydrating, brother. Hydrating. I had some coconut water tonight.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. All right, guys. To my right, probably your left, Oh, he's been a fan. He's been a follower since the beginning to Sip and Smoke late hour. What's going on, Pats?
What's up, man? How you doing? How's
Good,
everybody?
brother. Good.
I
What do you
smoke in the apartment, so I ain't smoking anything tonight, but I am having a Corona, if that counts.
Heck yeah, it's time to drink. And we know the gentleman downstairs. We know the guy at the bottom floor. What up, Eric?
What's going on, gentlemen? I'm here
Busy.
Mini 14 and smoking myself a little Opus.
Oh,
We got the thug, and the bougie one. They switched.
Man. These two between the Thuglicious and Ernie, I don't know. I'm telling you, both of them were smoking Opus in the morning just because they got up. You know what I mean?
Just because
what better reason to smoke one than because I got up?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, come on now.
Waking up, right? So let's celebrate.
Yeah, well,
you
you guys know who I be. Let's go.
One smoking them.
Yeah. Whatever. You guys know who I be. Who am I? Panda, baby. Let's go. Your boy Panda is shipping on Penelope Barrel Strength, 114 proof. And I am pairing this bad boy up. And every time I smoke this damn cigar, no, not that one, man.
Oh,
This cigar, it was a first one of a kind, rather, and that's no other than from Ish, the Blood of Blood.
Oh, I almost pulled that one out tonight.
The
Yeah.
Blood of Blood. Transylvania tobacco from no other than the man himself, the man.
Panda going back to back with Blood of Lodge. Look at him.
Yeah,
I'm
you
telling you
know,
what, that's a cigar to get you dancing just like this.
Shuffle.
That's what that Transylvania has you do. You be doing the Panda Shuffle.
dude, it's just something about this. And mind you, and I should. I had a bundle. I still have the bundle of the Blood of Lodge. I bought them last year when Ish opened up his lounge. You know, when they had the TPA, and I end up opening up because I ended up giving one of them away to Lefty from one of the guys from the Discord. And I'm like, well, if I open up a 5-pack, I can't let them just sit there. So, you know, they're open. You know, you got to take advantage of the circumstances. So I spoke to yesterday, and today I was like, you know what? I need it. It's a damn good cigar. Damn good cigar.
Yeah.
But, well, guys, today's topic or topics of the day. And I came up with this list, and it all came about with one of the guys. I know him, old school Gary the Hawk. You guys know him as Gary Purdue. I'm just saying. So, you know, he made a comment last week on a podcast in regards to, you know, when he went to his lounge, how the seats are arranged to kind of force conversation, right, for people to interact. You know, and it kind of stood with me throughout the whole weekend. I'm like, you know, that it's an interesting topic because we always talk about how cigars bring everybody together. But what's the reason behind it and why? You know, so I came with a couple of questions. I'm curious to see what your guys' input. You guys that are on the chat, please, by all means, definitely pipe up and give us your input. All right, I'm going to start with my first question, and I kind of shift the question out to all of you guys. You know, how do you guys think cigars create vulnerability in any type of conversation when you guys are in the lounge? And I'll start from the top left with the Thuglicious. Yeah.
So I don't know about vulnerability, but it opens up. It's such a relaxing pastime for me that you know we've always said it's the great equalizer. It's the you might be sitting there with you might live paycheck to paycheck and sitting there with a millionaire, and you're both the same guy when you're sitting there. So
Right.
I think more than being vulnerable, it breaks down walls. We're just smoking a cigar, and you might be smoking a Padron, and I might be smoking a factory smoke. But once we take the bands off, nobody knows. And it's I enjoy. I've shared before. I work from home, so I don't socialize a whole lot. And so when I do go to the lounge, that's my socialization time. That's when I get to be with other people and hang out and do the thing. So yeah, there is some conversations that you may not have with other people And if that's vulnerability, then okay. But I think it's just it breaks down the walls, is what I was trying to say.
What says you, JJ?
Honestly, I mean, we all know cigars and everything we've done has definitely opened me up. That's for dang sure. I think a lot of is, we go to, whether it's lounges, we're at each other's houses and we're smoking. We're all there for the same thing. We want to relax, unload from a crazy day. But for me, it's just we're all there to do the same thing. We're there to cut, light, and smoke a cigar. Biases to the side. We're just there to, like I said, just to have a good time. And the first thing we have in common is the cigar, and that's a good icebreaker each and every time. And that's what I think.
Yeah. Now, what's up? What says you, Glenn?
We are a bunch of scientists. That's the bottom line. And we are dissecting and studying and going through this particular cigar we have right now in our hands. And, so you have a room of scientists and we're talking about, hey, what cigar you got? What do you got? What are you thinking about? What are you pulling out of your cigar that more than likely we've smoked before, hopefully? But yeah, it's.
Yeah. And I get it. And like to me, when I ask a question in regards to the vulnerability aspect, what comes to mind is that, I think that there's certain times that you end up opening up and having conversations, even if it is your buds that at the shop about personal topics and other things, because sometimes you need a place to, like I do, decompress, right? And sometimes you can't, you don't want to bring the nonsense home. Everyone knows that I go to my lounge before I head home, and that's almost every day, right? And there's times we'll talk about everyday life, what's happening at work, what's happening, my personal, whatever it is, with people that you're close with, you're gonna, I think you're a little bit more likely because you kind of put your guard down at a shop and with people that you trust, and that's what that was the route that I was going with when I came up with the question, But what says you, PC?
I think there's some form of vulnerability, and I'll give you an example. I was at the lounge once or twice, ran into some guys that were new into smoking cigars, and the guy saw that I had a Melania V, and he was like, "Is that a good cigar?" That was the ice cracker, but he really didn't know what to smoke. So we sat there, had a short conversation. I filled him in on what the V is, and the V is, even though it's a great cigar for experienced smokers, is one of those that you will introduce a new smoker to at the same time. So, and I looked at it as it took some courage for him to even crack the conversation with me. So yeah, there was some form of vulnerability there. So you find that, and especially with new smokers and stuff like that. I've run across a lot of new smokers that they're afraid to ask the questions. Sometimes you have to engage them because we know the body language of new cigar smokers. So yeah, there's some vulnerability there, and people don't necessarily know what questions to ask.
Well, and that's the thing, right? You got to be willing to, people get embarrassed, especially men, right? We have that pride, we have that ego that we want to walk into a lounge like we know everything. If you go into a new lounge, there's nothing wrong with you asking what are they like, or what would they, possibly introduce you exactly to something that you never had before. So absolutely. What about you, Pat? What have been your experiences?
Before you go, Pat, you see the comment there from Sloan?
I don't know what it is.
You guys make y'all vulnerable because y'all men won't go to therapy. This is
yeah.
That's an interesting point.
I think building off of what Don said, I think it helps bridge the gap between a bunch of different walks of life. Like when you walk into the lounge, you can be talking to all different kind of people, different kind of jobs, different kind of things, and it forces you to, bridge that gap between those people through the cigar. I also think that it slows you down, slows the conversation down,
Yep.
as opposed to alcohol, where once the drinks start flowing, people start talking way more. If you're smoking, you're not really, it makes it a lot slower. It makes you more in depth to the conversation. At least what I know.
Nice. And there is some truth to that because there is a difference, and that we'll get to that because that's going to be my follow-up question on that. What about you, Ernie? What do you think?
I think definitely once you go to a lounge and you turn on the cigar, it definitely puts you into a state of mind. At least with me, right? I'm going like today. I went to the lounge, the Lopez Lounge. I think that's the name of it.
Yeah, D. Lopez.
All the seats were filled, so it's not a big place, right? I had it. There was one. It was my seat, and I had to open up. And like I says, conversations. Once you get in that state of mind, the conversation slows down. You're paying attention to everybody, what everybody is saying. And then you find your way into that conversation where you could chime in and add something that that's substantial to that conversation. It's a beautiful thing. You got to live it.
I think it's a completely different vibe, drinking and socializing and smoking a cigar and socializing. Combining the two makes it different too. But if you're doing one or the other, I think it makes it a completely different vibe.
Yeah, well, and that basically that's my follow-up question to you guys, right? Why do you think people bond faster with cigars than alcohol or drinks in general? You know what I mean, right? Because and I'll start off with you, Pat, because we started going that route.
I mean, you start with vulnerability. I think alcohol is the thing that made people more vulnerable because you get drunk, you start all sorts of crazy things. With cigar, you can't control that stuff, but you do get in that conversation. You just don't the guardrails that you would if you're having alcohol, because you tend to see with alcohol, people tend to go overboard, especially in social settings. With a cigar, you only smoke that cigar, and then you could have another one or you could not. But depending on the situation, the conversation ends when the cigar ends. So I feel like it kind of keeps guardrails on the situation.
Yeah, and I also think that I think that not everyone drinks, right? It's like I said, those who smoke will probably drink, but those who drink won't smoke. You know what I mean? Especially in certain environments, if that makes any sense, right? To me, I think, and it's a valid point, Patrick. I think that you do have more time to just relax, have that intimate conversation with someone, because when you do start adding that liquid courage,
because 2 or 3 drinks, you're already starting to change. You're saying the same cigar.
Yeah, and to me, I mean, I've seen good things come out of a drink and smoke, and I've seen a lot of ugly things come out of it. And also people's true characters come out and true feelings about another person. These get a little feisty. But what about you, JJ? What do you think about that?
In my opinion, cigars they slow the moment down. Drinking speeds it up. I think because I know myself, especially in my younger days. Oh man! oh man! Smoking a cigar, you're going to stay grounded. You're shared. There's a shared ritual. You're all on the same playing field. You start drinking. You don't know how that person's day's been, and before you know it, he's throwing bar stools. I've done it. But I think if you're going to drink with cigars, there's no. It's not a race to see who can buy the next round. Just keep it slow and stay grounded, and just try to have a good time.
And pace yourself, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, everything in moderation is. We all know that is a better thing, And to me, like I said, things have gotten crazy. And now, mind you, if you had a certain event that obviously that you have both, try to, obviously you want to drink responsibly. You do, because you know what? Because that image is gonna follow you everywhere you go.
Yes, sir.
You're right.
Especially if you go back to that lounge, depending how you left the last time when you were a little twisted. It might be a good thing, it might be a bad thing, and you might not be welcome back again to that lounge. What do you think, Ernie?
I think you start drinking in the lounge. It's like that's what we're talking about. You might see the wrong side of that person, or really maybe not who that person really is, right? Act something like he's not. Or he might want to go more stories when he was 16 years old, and other people saying, you know, if you're definitely gonna go drink at a lounge, concerned about it. Don't do like fill a bottle and start acting a fool.
Yeah.
If I could add, I also think that's why the size of cigars is there, because like it depends on the time that you have. It also limits the conversation. You have different various of drink shots or whatnot like that. That's gonna go quicker. You have a X amount of time based on the length of the cigar. I think that's also a value to why they have the certain size of cigars by the length of time you have.
Brown friend, it shit sound like that joke makes your uncle tell you when I. That sounded like me a couple of weeks ago.
Oh
So,
man, dude.
yeah, I love him, man. We were off for about 30 minutes.
Oh,
Just saying, but we won't refresh that. You know, what's it? Also, ain't nobody trying to take anyone home from a cigar lounge compared to a bar. That is very true, Sloan. You know what I mean? The majority of women that come to lounges they normally come with their significant other for the most part. You know what I mean? You do have, although we are seeing an uprise of women's cigar clubs, okay? Right. And that to me is a whole different topic. And there are a couple of female smokers that I know. And Don actually got some information to speak to another female that's part of the TPA so we can get her on. Because, you know, to see the up and coming rise of the women community in the cigar industry, like I said, but that's a whole different topic within itself. I know there are some women that get a little sensitive about the topic, you know, because they're like, oh, why do we have to bring it gender? But because it's an important thing to acknowledge that there are women out there that are actually smoking good cigars, right? It's not because the stereotype is like women smoke only a few cigars, and that's not true. That is not true at all. But we'll get into like that. That's another day for another topic. What says you, PC?
Man, I just look at it like this. Once people go to smoking and having a conversation, they realize that they have more in common than what they don't have in common. And once they do, the conversation has a tendency to flow, and you kind of bond in a sense. Like next time I come to the lounge, that's my guy. We're gonna speak. We're gonna dap it up. We're gonna do whatever, and I might just buy him a drink in the process. So, and that's kind of the way I see it, and that's kind of been my experience. That you have a little bit more in common with the person that you thought you didn't know.
Yeah, and there's so truth to that. And this is what This is what we all love this whole realm, right? Of the cigar industry, the cigar shops, and stuff like that. You know, every cigar shop to me is everyone's man cave, right? You know, or she shed or whatever you want to call it. You know, it's a good place, like I said, to let your hair down, now that I have any. But, relax, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, listen, hair's overrated, just saying. Yeah, I can see that. The Asian persuasion over there with that thick head of hair over there. You know what I mean? It's intimidating.
By the way.
Not all, but some cigar shops make women feel like don't belong. You know what? There is some truth to that, Sloan. I know but I think that's more with the super old timers that smoke cigars, that they have this old school mentality that women don't belong in cigar shops. You know, but it's changed, and it's changing rapidly and drastically. You know, for the good. You know what I mean? But and like I said, I can't wait to deep dive into that conversation with some female smokers, because I would love to get like Cammy, because Cammy's another one that we know that she's not only is she a cigar smoker, she has her own mobile lounge, etc. But Glenn, what says you on that topic, man?
What I keep thinking about is, you know how it is whenever you get that banger of a cigar and you sit down, never smoked it before, and as soon as it hits your lips, you're just like, and you got your buddy right here next to you doing the same cigar, and y'all both look at each other like, Do you want to get married? Not really. Not really.
I mean,
This cigar here, I had to make sure I brought one to Ernie because I was like, you gotta try this cigar. I go, listen, I've been smoking for 30 years, and I'm telling you, listen, Kevin Hart, relax. You had to put it so hard on that one, man. I ain't that old. I hit the fifth floor, but I'm not. But I had to tell Ernie, I said, Ernie, you got to try the cigar. Because once again, I thought, for I don't know how many years, think about it, right? All we used to was the Saint Tobacco, DR, Nicaragua, Peru,
Honduras, Brazil.
You know what I mean? And all of a sudden you hear that Transylvania has tobacco, and you're like, what?
Mhm.
And it's just such. If you guys have not had this this Blood of Lot, you could get them at the factory. So what is it? Factory Reserve.
All again.
And what's this thing called? The Factory
Bam.
Reserve.
Factory Reserve. Bam,
Yeah.
Factory Reserve.
Cigar Club.
Right. I'm telling you. And actually, this one is in this month's
So is this one.
subscription. Yeah.
oh,
So is Don's. Yep. But yeah,
Mm.
I definitely, like, yeah.
So guys, I kind of want to.
I got one more thing to say on that topic.
Say it.
I've never wanted to punch somebody in the face over a cigar.
Yeah. Yeah. The street truth to that.
It's relaxing.
I'm with Panda. I'm with Panda.
I don't
I'm
know
with
about that.
Panda.
I don't know. I
That's
seen
for another episode.
some violence when this started. I mean, there was violence over the blood medicine.
Hey,
Okay,
listen, do me a favor. Do not, whatever you do not ever post anything from this I ate one. Okay? That's an ex-co-worker of mine that he's retired and has no life. This man has no life. Oh my God, man. Oh my God.
If you tell me to stop something, I'm going to do it. If you tell me not to do something, I'm going to do it.
See, that's where those came from. I mean,
I kind of want now. We're gonna kind of switch topics now, right?
real quick, Mr. Panda.
What's up?
Haze Gray, amazing. Amazing.
And that's and I kind of want to get into that. That's where we're going to the next topics in regards to boutique companies as a whole. What do you guys? What is your opinion? Why do you guys think that some boutique brands stay small or they just don't make it?
Yeah.
Ernie. Oh, good. Listen, so Ernie's relatively new to the boutique world. He's very, very. I started introducing him to a lot of new stuff. So I just kind of put him on the spot. Go ahead, Don. Let me hear your point.
Because this is a hard business, and some people aren't willing to hustle.
Gotta have boots on the ground.
Some people aren't willing to hustle.
And they don't have the personality to build relationships.
Yeah. I mean, so I mean, and also, why? Okay, how about those that do kind of make it but stay small, right? They just don't want to grow. They want to keep it more intimate, right?
Yeah.
They really don't want to really share their cigars out there with the world per se. But you hit the nail on the head, and you guys know I'm big on that in regards to, boots to ground, like Glenn said. I'm a hard believer, and I sound like a broken record when I talk about Haze Gray, but these guys are a prime example that they don't want to stay small. They want to go out there and want the world to know who Haze Gray is. Yeah. And you know what? Not only do they have a phenomenal product, they actually have the personality and the will to go out there and hustle to build their brand. You know what I mean? So it says a lot. Yeah. But
can I say this real quick? They're very personable. I talk to them. I'm not name dropping or anything, but I told them, I said, man, great cigar, blah, blah, blah. Here, a little while later, they come typing back, thanks, glad you loved it, straight from Hayes Gray. And you're just like, man, thanks, dude.
Yeah, dude. And those guys, I mean, I think them and I, we hit it off quick. You know what I mean? I kind of, it's one of those things that, and once again, you kind of gravitate to certain individuals or a certain person or certain brand. And with them, to me, it was like all of the above. You know what I mean?
Not to interrupt you, Panda, but check out the logo on Pedro's
That's
thing.
cool.
Nice.
Check you out, Pedro.
Yeah. Vote for Pedro, baby. Let's go. Hayes Gray has the best hair game. Yeah, you ain't lying. Did you? Pedro, both of them, man. Let me tell you, every time I see Rue, especially when we're on the TPA meetings, and dude, that man's hair is so damn thick. It's like, man, you know what? You need to go put a hat on, man.
Nobody's seeing all that crap.
Same hairline he did when he was 12. His hairline hasn't moved a centimeter since he was 12.
Dude, they must have grown their beards at birth, man. I mean, come on, man. Dude. So, I mean, anyone else that want to comment on that?
Yeah.
I want to throw my 2 cents in after JJ.
I think the difference between some boutiques, some want to grow and some want to stay small because their main focus is making cigars that they're proud to smoke with the people they respect. A lot of it because it's risky, scaling up. You have a better chance of failing trying to scale up than staying where you're at.
Yeah.
A lot of them get to a point, their output is where they want it to be, and they're just happy. And they don't want to be the next Perdomo. They want to stay small, and like I said, just make good cigars they're proud of.
Yeah. No, what says you?
I mean, Perdomo is a perfect example.
I second that with JJ simply because a lot of people want something that they're not ready for, and it's a lot of work that goes into it. And I don't think they have the courage to go to the next step, even though their mindset is there. But you got to have a whole different courage to level up, And some people just want it for status.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna go.
Some people just want it for status, and they don't want to promote. And you know how many people we tried to help put their name out there and never jumped on the bandwagon. But other people that we've in that same realm that we put their name out there, they hit the ground running. So that let me know they're just surviving enough to create that same blend of cigar for the next batch. They're not even looking at other blends of cigar trying to expand themselves. So I just look at it as a survival thing.
Yeah. But there's also something that no one's mentioned in regards to this because we started to dabble in it, right? Yeah. We started dabbling. We did our test run with the first bonded by the least smokers Ember, right? Yep. And there's a cost. It's not cheap, to start this, And what's our motto, right? We rather do a slow crawl than try to do a fast sprint and get nowhere.
It's like a fine cigar, dude. You want a fine cigar. It's a slow burn. You smoke it quick, it gets bitter, and nobody wants that.
Right. And mind you, it takes time to, and the things that right now, and then once again, who do you entrust? Creating something that you can enjoy and have people that are going to enjoy it with you just the same.
Well, dude, I'll say this too. I know this for a fact. Behind the scenes, I know people who said, I've created a great cigar for a certain person. I wish I could have held on to that for myself. And right. I'm like, whoa, because the cigar is an actual banger, but it just happened to be a boutique.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Listen, and I know exactly who you're referring to, right?
Hey, keep that.
Yeah. And the thing is, and listen, guys, this, and I think Eric Espinosa said it best when we interviewed, right? It's a copycat world. It really is.
Right.
That's why you have so many people hiding blends, right? And this is why you don't have the more in-depth blends in any notations of any cigar. Where all you getting is the region. Nicaragua filler, binder, African Ligero or whatever, San Andreas, right? That I think pretty much everyone's really open to tell what kind of wrapper they have, but not to
Right.
get into the depth of the tobacco that they have inside their So because especially if you have that banger, especially if you have something that's really good, you really don't want to share it. At least you want to be able to enjoy the fruits of that hard labor and the hard work that you put into that cigar. And I get it, and I understand it, But all right, guys.
I
So
just want to that. I think that you should really, if you start off something like that, you need to surround yourself around the right people, right? Have the right resources at the end of the day, because if not, it's going to be very difficult. And at the end of the day, you play the game to win. If you're going to play the game, play it to win.
right. And listen, we all know that everybody wants to make money in the industry. Everybody wants to bust their ass and make the money. I get it, but guess what? You got to spend money to make money.
Uh-huh.
You gotta,
Sure.
Right? And the thing is this: that you cannot come out with a product. I don't care how good it is. If you're not pushing it, you're not promoting it, you're not hustling. That cigar is going to stay in a circle this big.
Yep.
Right. And if that's your goal, then that's your
So
goal.
be it. Right.
It is. But if you have bigger dreams and bigger hopes for your brand, you got to go out there and bust your ass for it. You really do. You got to hustle for it.
Hey, but I'm gonna say this though. Ernie makes a valid point. You got to align yourself with the right people, and you can't be sucked in by the temptation of if I don't deal with this person, I'm not gonna ever make my cigar. But you got to have a discernment to align yourself with the right people that's got your best interest at heart. Because guess what? That's your hard-earned money that you work for
And
to pay
then,
for that cigar blend.
and
and that's
then once,
whatever you want to do in life, you got to surround yourself around the right people.
Thank you.
Right. You got to.
and then once you do that, it's easy to be loyal.
But then also, right? Like, so we started off with 300, right? Because we didn't want to go. We wanted honest reviews.
Right.
And the reality is this, guys. If you're willing to put yourself out there, right, to come out there, you better prepare yourself. What the heck was that? And the parent is the last bus. Oh my God, bro. Kurt, bro, you are something else, bro. Now you made me lose my train of thought.
Squirrel.
The honesty, right?
This comment right here is what it's talking about.
Boutique is a standard you should keep no matter how many cigars you sell. I agree with that. But the thing is that you better have thick skin if you're going to go into this business. Okay. Yeah. And to me, I want nothing but straight honesty. If you don't like it, that's fine. Listen, you think it's dog crap? Okay, fine. But I want more detail than you telling me it's dog crap. I need to know what exactly is it that you didn't like. And in mind you, if I keep on hearing the same thing over and over and over again, then you know what? Something needs to change.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I mean? It's like I tell you, if I give 5 people a cigar and 3 like it and 2 don't, it's a win. Right? But if it's the opposite, if you give 5 people the cigar, 3 don't like it, 2 do, you might want to go back to the drawing board. But you gotta be able and be willing to take the hits along the way.
But I think it's not only a win, but you also got to find out why the other 2 people didn't like it. What is it they didn't like about it?
Right. I want details. I want details. Right. And you're not going to hurt my feelings.
Every single person I sent our cigar to, I said, please tell me what you think. You're not going to hurt my feelings. This isn't this isn't my kid. You're not telling me my kid's ugly. If it's not good, tell me why. Tell me what you think it needs.
Right.
And people I think have been pretty honest with us.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, and this is kind of a stretch though, but you got to look at it. Every legacy cigar started off as a boutique.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the fact that these people wanted to build something. They wanted to build a legacy for their family and more so than anything. So I would suggest, you're going to have to give me the name of the documentary on YouTube. I suggest that most boutique cigar companies go and look at the how the legacy companies built their brand. They went through hell to get to where they are today.
Well, you're
Yeah.
talking about hand rolling.
Right.
Think about our interview with Nick Perdomo when he told us a story about traveling the East Coast with $10 in his pocket. He had to call home collect just so his wife know she wouldn't accept the charges, but when he called collect, she would know that he was okay. And,
Yeah.
And now Perdomo's one of the biggest brands in the market. So
Right.
they all start that way.
You got to
Yeah.
sacrifice.
A lot of sacrifice.
What is that? You guys, cigars amazing. I have one left. I appreciate that, Greg. I think the consensus. I don't think we've gotten any like negative feedback out of it, right? Here's how I describe a cigar I don't like. If it's earthy, mineral notes, you'll love the new Project Burleaf by Cavalier. Then I don't like the cigar. Listen, I'll tell you this. When I don't like a cigar, you know what I say? All I tell people is it wasn't for my palate. It wasn't for me.
Think about this too. So, we talk about the boutique brands and we on this podcast, we've called them the mad scientists. They're trying new things. They're putting stuff out there that may or may not hit. Do you think that's a good way to draw in a younger crowd too? Because, sometimes when we've all been to the cigar lounge, a lot of the times it's guys our age and they're smoking. It's not younger people. And maybe these boutique brands that are trying some new things and getting some liveliness in the industry, would draw in some younger people to, because if not, the industry is going to die with us.
That's
It's
also
like having a tap room, and you have all those boutique beer companies that are making all. I think cigars will be the same way. I think somebody would be smart, open a tap room, have a small little boutique humidor in there, and I think it'd be all right.
Yeah. Well, no.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. Thank you for cutting me off, Don. Yeah, thank you. Greg, no. Just to give you guys a heads up, we just ordered another 300 cigars of the Smoker's Ember. We got our band that we want on it. It should be coming in the next couple of weeks. And what we're gonna do is that next Friday when it comes in, we'll be giving some giveaways. So with a couple of 5-packs. The things we got a big event. We got a couple of events coming up. We got the one in Orlando coming up next week. 2 weeks, which is part of the the Orlando Boutique Fest, Cigar Fest, and kind of give you guys an idea. And as you can see, I got my boxes going here, so you guys can kind of see, what we're gonna be doing. Not that one. Hold on.
That looks like
Yeah, so got the boxes that I'm working on, and these are all test runs. You know what I mean? These are things that I kind of just created for now. Ish and I are working on a box for the Smoker's Ember cigar, and so yeah. I think, like I said, I think the feedbacks have been so well that we definitely going to keep that cigar in part of the core line. And I think the consensus are the following, right? Those that enjoy full of body cigars, they enjoy the heck out of the cigar. They just wish it was stronger, right? And those that enjoy medium to mild cigars, they absolutely love it and think that we should do nothing with it. And I agree with you. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to add or take anything away from that cigar. So that cigar is going to stay as is. But yes, Greg, there will be something possibly in the near future or definitely before the end of the year, So before I'm almost done with this cigar. We still got another 20 plus minutes.
I am too.
So before I get to the next couple of topics, because I want to talk about factories. I wish Ish, I don't know if Ish is here or not. Because I haven't seen Ish either. Because there's certain questions that I'm gonna ask. But let's go to one of the sponsors. JJ, roll that Burn One on video.
Yes,
Gives
sir.
everybody a 2-minute break, and we'll be right back, gentlemen.
Here,
What's going on, guys? This is your boy Panda, and your boy Panda has some great news. We have teamed up with Burn One Cigar Bar, located at 7328 Royal Palm Boulevard in Margate, Florida. Guys, Burn One Cigar Bar is your go-to destination for the finest selections of premium cigars at unbeatable prices. Step into a world of luxury and relaxation as you indulge in the smooth flavors and exquisite aromas of our carefully curated cigars collection. But that's not all. Burn One Cigar Bar has teamed up with us for an exclusive sponsorship opportunity just for you. When you call Burn One and purchase any box of cigars, you unlock a fantastic discount of 20% of your order using special discount code PANDA. You can contact Burn One at 954-970-0001 or on their social media pages, Facebook and or Instagram. Guys, don't miss this chance to elevate your cigar experience without breaking the bank. Visit Burn One Cigar Bar today, mention discount code PANDA, and treat yourself to premium cigars at incredible value. Hurry up, this offer won't last. Burn One Cigar Bar, where luxury meets affordability. And they ship nationwide. Peace. Peace. Guys, as you can see the banner underneath, once again, guys, hit that subscribe button if you haven't hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell. Hit that all notifications. So every time we go live, you guys will get notified that that we're going live. And you guys know that our goal this year is to get to 1,000 subscribers. Look, sweet. Yeah, that Jams, that's the lounge that Ernie and I go to on the daily. Him and I like the furniture over there. Once again, guys, you can get 20% off any box that we have. They have everything. They're mostly legacies, you know what I mean? But listen, 20% off on a box of cigars. By all means, take advantage of it. You know what I mean? And hey, in a couple more weeks, guys, we'll all be down here, or you guys will be down here, and we'll be hanging. We will have JJ with the skins.
And I'm bringing some Daisy Dukes. I might not wear them on the plane, but I'm bringing damn Daisy Dukes.
Where in Orlando are you guys gonna be at?
Cowboy boots.
Yeah, it's right above Orlando. I forgot the actual name, Pat, to be honest with you. But if you go online and look under Orlando Boutique Cigar Fest, it's going to be at a vineyard. And we're working on something hopefully down the road. I don't want to talk too much about it, but we're looking at doing something further north in Florida in October, possibly. We'll see.
And the event that we're all going down to South Florida for is the Great Smoke.
It's going to be March 14th. Everybody be down here on the 11th, and it's going to be a blast. It's going to be a blast.
There's going to be a lot of this. There is going to be a lot of this. I'm going to have them skins on doing the boot scoop boogie, dude.
Each all of you ever saw in trouble with the losses the day they were born.
You're about to see a 300-pound man in skin boots and Daisy.
Ready, dude.
JJ, do it, dude. I'm excited too, Monica. Trust me. But so, guys, I want to now switch gears now, right? And this is why I wish Ish was here, because I think he would have had more insight on it, because he's on the other side of this, as a factory, and it's why do you guys feel that some factories refuse to work with certain brands? The pandemic. That's right.
Hey, can you repeat that for me one time?
Why do you think some of these factories refuse to work with certain brands? The dance with the Pedro wig.
I think, if I can go first, I think what of it may be is reputation. Because we all know in this industry, that is everything.
That's key.
The small company may have did something, said something, posted something that the bigger company doesn't align with. And as we all know, that gets you kicked square in the gonad golf shoes. And you're pretty much blacklisted at that point.
Yeah.
And a lot of it could be, what that company's doing is proprietary, and they don't want to share their primings, their tobacco.
Yeah.
And honestly, the same thing can happen the other way. If a brand or a factory has done something that a shop or a brand doesn't like, they may not want to work with them.
100%. We've seen it happen.
Anybody else want to chime on that one before I give my input?
I
It could
completely
be
agree with JJ.
as well, ego, pride.
Yeah. There is some pride to it. But good. Glenn, what were you going to say?
I completely agree with JJ.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Is there an essence of with the factories keeping the small guy small?
Yes.
You know, is that a thing? You know, I mean, maybe.
See, now y'all picking the Pandas brand because that's exactly what I think. I said, listen, why you think all of a sudden these legacy brands are doing budget cigars now? Huh? Right? What are they doing? They're taking advantage of their fan base. Right? They're taking advantage of the fan base.
I'm not sure who the poor smelly Yeti is, but hey, what's going on, man?
Panda Orlando Boutique Cigar Fest Saturday, February 21st. Yes, it is. That's it, Kurt. That's the one. So, you know, I truly believe that there's certain legacy companies that would never want to work with the boutique company because I think they might be afraid that they might get outshined. You know, they definitely can't compete price wise. You know, they could, but they won't. You know, everybody's so fixated about this damn Keystone pricing, right? You know, to me, I don't care about the Keystone pricing. I just want my cigars to be known to. I want to share, you know, what I came out to the table. I want to share with everyone. You know, so if I make $1, $2 above my cost, I'm still winning, right? I still got my cost back plus $2. You know, but everybody's so fixated about Keystone and you marking up their cigars, not realizing that you're hurting the consumer, right? Because everything gets down to the consumer, right? Because you know, if you pay $4, you sell it to the lounge for $8, and the lounge buys it for $8 and sells it to the consumer for $16. And if you're a new consumer, right, and a new brand owner, how many people are going to spend $16, $18 on a new company that they don't know of, never heard of?
Oh, man.
Bingo.
Right? It's hard. It's hard, and that's where the boutiques are having a hard time because the cost of purchasing and making your cigar are going up in price. You know, so it's just a matter of how much you're willing to make without losing. You know, so you get that name recognition. So that when it is time for you to have that at least that limited edition, that your fan base will spend an extra $2-3 above.
Let me give you a perfect example of that. West Tampa Tobacco Company. They came out with the red, the white, the black. They're all anywhere from $9 to $11. People are buying them like crazy. They come out with the Devil's Crab. People are buying them like crazy. And then they come out with the Dark Time. It's a $30 cigar. You know what? Nobody batted an eye.
Right.
They already won their fan base over.
Right.
Yeah. What's going on? Hey, guys, my sister's saying hello to everybody.
Hello,
What's up,
Crystal.
I love you too, Chris. My sister, my sister's my do or die, dog. I'm telling you, that is my do or die. I love that girl to death.
I just want to say a quick shout out to the road crews. They're out working tonight. We had a sinkhole out here on one of our freeways, and the road crews are out there working tonight. So,
Damn.
All right, guys. So we're down to like 7 minutes, right? And I left this one for last only because there's a couple of them, but this one I want to know your true confessions or your silly moments at a cigar lounge. You know, like you tell me what, like your confession at a lounge or your cigar moment. Anyone have any?
I got one.
Go for it.
When you think the leather seats will soak up your fart, and they don't.
Wake up with the big ass wet stain on his damn freaking chair.
oh my
Damn.
You know that dad's gonna come out of one of the shorts.
no pun intended there.
Oh my god, dude, man, that one made me laugh too. And I gotta take the hoodie off, man. Good Lord, man. That was too funny. Anybody else?
It's one thing. It's an etiquette thing with me. The one thing we always talk about is don't lick your cigar and cut it with the community cigar
Amen.
cutter. And I don't know what I was thinking about. The cutter felt so natural in my hand, and I was like,
No, we just
and I was
talked
like,
about this, PC.
hey, I was hiding it. I'm sharing, man. I'm gonna need some therapy after this. But I ended up buying the cutter just to make everything right.
So for me, it wasn't something I did, but I get this. I have this weird thing about me, but like I get embarrassed for other people. You know, like oh, don't do that, don't do that, don't do it. And when the lounge owner has to go to somebody and says, "Hey man, you've been in here for 3 hours and you haven't purchased a cigar. What's going on?" You know, that's embarrassing. You know, like I would hate to get called out like that in front of my peers. You know, like
Oh yeah.
that's like somebody walking up and saying, "Hey, cheapskate, are you gonna buy something?" Like I didn't open this lounge for you to sit here for free. You know?
Right.
Freeloader.
Soak up there.
Listen, in our lounge, Ernie can tell you, especially one of the owners in particular, has no quarrels walking up to somebody and go, "Hey, you gonna buy something?" Out.
I think I know who that might be.
Yeah. Oh my God. This man has he has no. I have so many embarrassing moments at the lounge, man. We playing dominoes and I'm so caught up talking my smack over here, and I go to sit down and I miss the chair completely. And they got high stools, you know. Go ahead, Ernie. What are you gonna say, man?
No. Or slamming a domino and accidentally somebody is lets your ass out and thinking that nobody.
Say that again. I didn't catch that, Ernie. You sat too far away.
Dominoes and slamming the domino hard just so nobody can hear when somebody passes gas.
Dude, there's so much nonsense that happens in our lounge. You know what I mean? That it is. I mean, you guys got to experience when Big Tech, you know, he's like, I ain't leaving. He's like, okay. Brother man picked up the entire damn domino table. You can stay there, but you ain't gonna continue playing dominoes.
Dude, I loved watching that. That was so
awesome. My God, that's Big Tech.
Or how about the guy? So my lounge is a BYOB lounge, so there really is nobody to cut anybody off. How about the guy that passes out at the lounge? That's embarrassing, man. That wouldn't fly, man. Like,
oh, man. Well, listen, we've had a lot of old timers just fall asleep. You know, we have a lot of old timers, especially locker members, that they go to the private room, the members room, and they got the recliner, and you walk in and it sounds like a chainsaw in there. They're chopping wood, man. They're deep in that ground.
Yeah.
Like, good Lord, man. All right, guys. Listen, guys. For those who have been here from the beginning to now, we greatly appreciate you guys' support. To give you guys a heads up that next week, guys, we're gonna have Hayes Gray as our guest. All right, Hayes Gray will be with us next week, Thursday, 7 Central, 8 Eastern, like always. It's not necessarily going to be a sip and smoke, but we might end up turning to sip and smoke, have Pedro Valle and Rue end up having bringing you know what I mean? So we definitely hope that you guys once again share everything that you see here. And like I said, we're trying to get to that 1,000 subscribers. I can't see why we can't do it. You know, we're trying to take over Thursdays, baby. Thursday night at Sip and Smoke Live with the
Thursday night takeover.
Telling you, when we get our 1,000 followers, we are gonna do it big. Guys, I just don't understand. It's going to be big.
I'm not going to have a shirt on.
Oh,
get in my belly.
Guys, I've shared this with a couple of the guys. This is going to be one of the giveaways. Once again, one of our appreciations. If you guys missed out on our 500 subscriber giveaways, I highly recommend that you guys go back and check out that episode, because we gave out a lot of bangers. But once again, big shout out to Al, for Warrior of the Leaf. I keep on giving this guy a shout out, man. Once again, this is the guy right here. All right, there's his QR code. I'll give you guys a second to take advantage of that.
What up, Clint?
What's going on, Clint?
I'm definitely going to reach out to Al and see maybe we could work something out. But this year is going to be one of the big giveaways, and he created this for us Check it out.
Dude.
Oh yeah,
Check it
freaking
out.
amazing.
Right?
Nice.
Right? This guy does a banger of a job, guys. I mean, it is unreal. And like I said, this is definitely going to be one of the big giveaways that we're going to be giving out. So just stay tuned. Like I said, get us to that 1,000 subscribers. You know, and
before you end, Clint, I got to tell you, man, that phone call that I had with you on Friday, I was in Las Vegas last weekend and had a great time, and I went and saw the Eagles in the Sphere. If anybody out here is listening and you have the opportunity to go to the Sphere, spend whatever money you have to spend to get there. It is the coolest thing I've ever seen. But anyway, Clint called me on Friday night and we were talking about the Bonded by the Leaf cigar, and he had some very nice things to say, and I really appreciate that, man.
Clint, there'll be another 5-pack with actual bands on it. We got them coming in so you can actually have a cigar with the band on it.
So
go ahead.
I just gotta say this because Don went and saw the freaking Eagles in the Sphere in Las Vegas. I want to see Wizard of Oz.
Yep, I do too.
Yep. Thank you, Pat.
I have everybody that I know that has seen it has said it again is the coolest thing they've ever seen.
Absolutely. It's so wild. Oh my god.
Sorry, Pat.
No, you're good. Well, guys, yeah, we hit that hour mark, guys. As you guys know, we try to keep it to an hour. Next week, I can't guarantee that we're only going to be an hour because we're going to be on, like I said, we're going to be promoting Hayes Gray because the following week after that, Hayes Gray is going to be having a cut of light at his and hers.
Oh, yes.
In Cocoa, Florida. I will be there doing the live podcast. That's going to be on a Friday, which is going to be February 20th. I believe it starts at 7. Rue, Pedro, I don't know if you guys saw, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it is at 7 at his and hers. But once again, I will be there live. So hopefully you guys can support Hayes Gray. Go jump on, ask questions. And we're also going to be talking to the lounge owner, Carmen and Luis, and kind of chop it up with them just the same. But once again, guys, we appreciate the love. Keep supporting us, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.